Cześć, witajcie! Zapraszam do nowego programu, w którym możecie podszlifować swój angielski pod tytułem Zoom in on English. Nasze lekcje skierowane są do wszystkich osób na każdym poziomie zaawansowania, gdyż ci, co zaczynają swoją przygodę z angielskim, będą mogli osłuchać się z melodią języka, a ci, którzy język nieco znają, będą mogli podszkolić swoje rozumienie, a przy okazji nauczyć się 10 nowych słów, które będą wplecione w dialog pomiędzy mną a znanym fotografem Erikiem Witsoe. Z każdym odcinkiem stopień trudności językowej będzie rósł. Widzimy się co 2 tygodnie i to jest czas na ich nauczenie. A ćwiczyć je możecie na stronie www.quizlet.com. W wyszukiwarce wpiszcie Zoom in on English, odcinek 2, a będziecie mogli z nimi interaktywnie popracować. Zapraszam na lekcję numer 2, w której nieco więcej dowiecie się o hobby naszego gościa. Słowa na dziś to siła napędowa,
drive,
kryzys kreatywności,
creative slump,
zjawisko, fenomen,
phenomenon,
obraz,
image,
uchwycić,
capture,
współbrzmieć,
resonate,
podjąć się,
take up,
trafić, uderzyć,
strike,
narzędzie,
tool,
zawiłości.
intricacies.
In today's episodes, we're going to talk about your passion or about your hobby, which is
Photography.
photography.
Yes,
And I believe,
Przepraszam.
and I believe that photography is the way of communicating between you, your family. What do you agree with me or not?
I do agree with you. Initially, when we got here, my drive for doing photography was so my friends and family could see my walk of life here. You
So
know?
it's just the way how you live.
At the point when I first, to some degree even still, when I still walk down the street, I like the fact that I know that my dad will wake up or my mom will wake up and they'll see images from Poland, halfway across the world.
Do you send them every single day?
I don't send them, but I put them, I make them available for people to see them, so for sure.
So they observe you and they
Yeah,
see,
they
oh,
observe.
okay, let's see what our son is doing now at this very moment.
Absolutely. Social media is like, it's a fantastic element, but it's amazing how much it changes our lives in such incremental manner, you know?
We mentioned that your passion for photography started back there in Seattle because you studied in the Art Institute.
That's
And
correct.
how did it develop later on?
I've always had a camera around me, but I never really secured it or used it as a way to be creative. I was more drawing and painting and doing these things. I reached a creative slump where I wasn't doing anything creatively. And it was at this time when Agnieszka decided that maybe a camera would be good. She's an avid photographer as well. And so I took that up. And it has progressed since the first time when I was really intimidated with the mechanics of the camera to now where I don't think about the mechanics and I can just freely use it to show my world. I want people to see the world that I see, and the easiest way for me to do that is with photography. Photography becomes the mechanism for me to paint images for you to see them, to see how my impression
But
is.
there is some phenomena hidden behind all your photos that they have really become really successful. Many people follow you on different social networks. And what's the phenomena? Why? Many people take pictures.
I think that there's a little bit of nostalgia to everything that I do. In the back of my mind, there's this little piece of memory that I'm putting out, and I often feel like my day is full of deja vu. My day is full of instances where this reminds me of something else. And I think that somehow that emerges in the photography that I do. And I think most people, and I believe that people, when they look at my photography, it reminds them of something. It reminds them of a time in the past. It reminds them of a rainy day that they saw something on. You know, it's like my images are sometimes very ordinary images, but I try to capture the magic that I see at that moment. And I think that some of the photos that I've done that are most successful are images that look like pieces of memory. You know, I have an image of an older tram going down Frederick in a purple light, and it's one of the first shots that I took here in Pose 9 that was really spoke to people and resonated. And it resonated because it doesn't show today, but it shows every day before today in the past. And it could have been 1948, it could have been 1958, 1965.
Exactly.
It could have been any of those years. So it reaches not only young people, but older people and everybody in between. It's some kind of idea of, it's almost like time traveling a little bit.
But I must really admit that in the modern world, people try to more think about the future, what will be. So your passion, which you have taken up, it's quite tough. I think it's quite difficult because you still live in the past.
That's right.
So, I mean, it's really hard and tough to be a photographer nowadays, where everybody are focused on whatever will be.
I think that it's very difficult. I think that it's absolutely difficult. You know, you're surrounded by people that can take photos all day long, every day. And I understand that. I totally understand that. You know, being an American, I think that as we're raised forward-thinking and very thinking about the future a lot. Landing in Poland, this is a culture that does not think about the future that much. It thinks about the past more than it does the future. I've always been a nostalgic person. I've always had my eyes in the past. I've always, you know, being an artist, I think it's kind of my job to be able to tell that portion of the story, that nostalgia and that idea there.
So you have chosen a perfect country.
I think it's absolutely a perfect
Poland,
mix because there's something here that really resonates for me. It's important as an artist to have my own grounding, and here I resonate. That resonates with me a lot, you know.
Do you have any favorite photo that you really like coming back to it and like keep what you say, wow, yeah, that was good job?
You know, there's actually a lot of them. There's one photo that I have that is two ladies walking down the street in Ujitsa, and it's a Sunday morning and it's winter and it's foggy and there's bright sunlight coming out. And it really strikes me, it resonates with me on so many different levels. One, it's such an ordinary photo. It's the type of thing that people see all the time. But it's the kind of thing that would go unnoticed, or maybe somebody wouldn't take a shot. But these women, I don't show who they are. They could be anybody's, grandma, mom, whatever it is. And so it really strikes me that I always look at that photo. It's very inspirational to me.
Because photography is your passion. It means that you carry your camera along
Everywhere.
with you every time. Because I even see to the studio you brought your camera. And I was quite shocked because I expected to see the camera that has this very huge lens and it's really advanced and really professional. I don't want to say that it's not, but I really don't know much about the equipment. But I was a little bit shocked that it's just like quite simple and small Nikon.
Yeah, that's it. I have a 10-year-old camera that I walk around with. At the time that it was released, it was the highest end camera that we got. 10 years later, it's, you know, it's 10.2 megapixels. It's very low end as far as what the technology is out there. But I don't think about the camera. As an artist, I think about the end result. And if the camera were not giving me the end result that I want, then I would want to get a different camera. But I'm very happy with my camera. You know, I have one lens that I walk around with, 35 millimeter. I use that, and that's what I do.
And you use a perfect comparison. Like the camera is your...
It's just the tool.
It's just a tool.
Yeah.
And it's used just like the pencil.
It's just like a tool. It's like I want my images to be the canvas with the painting on it. I want you to see that. It doesn't make a difference how I got to that end result. The end result is the only thing that should matter. Somehow with photography, that gets lost. and people see an image and they want to draw comparisons. Well, I have this camera and I have this or I have that. As a fine artist, I could draw, you could give me a number 2H pencil and I could draw something spectacular with it. But you don't care about the pencil. You don't really care. And you don't care if I could draw you, if I could paint you a beautiful mural using 500 different kinds of colors and whatever, and 9 different types of brushes. You wouldn't care about the brushes and the color. You wouldn't be asking me, hey, can I see that tube of paint that you used? But with photography, there's definitely something with that. People want to see big lenses, they want to see technology, and they want to see it in your, what you're holding, how you're doing it. All your settings, they want to know all of the intricacies about it. And for me, all of that is it's very not important for me. So.
All right. I hope that since you're going to leave the studio, you're going to take some nice pictures along the way here in Swarzędz.
Absolutely. I'm going to the lake.
Thank you so much for the meeting. Słowa na dziś to siła napędowa,
drive,
kryzys kreatywności,
creative slump,
zjawisko, fenomen,
phenomenon,
obraz,
image,
uchwycić,
capture,
współbrzmieć,
resonate,
podjąć się,
take up,
trafić, uderzyć,
strike,
narzędzie,
tool,
zawiłości,
intricacies.